I moved out of my house when I was 14 years old. We came from very humble beginnings. I'm the oldest of 7. And I went to work at a foster home for special needs kids, and that's how I survived. And I got married, and I had a stepdaughter who was 9 at the time. And I was helping her with her homework. And I realized as she started to get older that I was not going to be able to help her pass the 8th grade because that was the highest education that I did have. So I decided I was going to figure out how to get my GED, got my GED, and then I went to Houston Community College, and I thought, I'm going to be a nurse because the children that I took care of actually needed nursing care. And so I thought that was my career path. I'm going to be a nurse, and I'm going to continue to take care of these children. Well, I get into the school, I start doing classes, and my second semester, I go to the counselor and I'm telling him that I'm gonna have to drop out of college. I cannot do this. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to finish, and I'm just here to drop out. And that's when the tears started. I was crying my eyes out, and my counselor looked at me and he said, Anna, you've taken 2 science classes, you have an A and a B, and you're gonna quit for pre-algebra? And I was like, yes, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this. And I said, I had a tutor and they can't help me, it's terrible. And so he says, find another tutor, and I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna stop telling yourself all these excuses you just told me about being a high school dropout, about all these excuses, and you're gonna go and you're gonna tell yourself that you can do it. This is a HCC advisor. You can do it. And I also want you to get that different tutor that's going to help you get there and get it done. Okay, that was my answer. So I do. I go to the class, okay, I can do it. Stop telling yourself you can't do it. And I find a girl in the class that sits next to me and I said, do you understand what's going on? Yes. So I said, can you help me? She said, yeah, I'm from Lebanon. I don't know what they're teaching, but we learn in a different way. I said, oh, thank you, God, because whatever they're teaching me is not working for my brain because I can't get it. So she tutors me every morning before our class for an hour. She never let me pay her, but to this day, she is still my friend, and we've been friends since. And yes, and you know, I told her I wanted her to come because she said, no, oh my, she's not here, but she was like, oh my God, Anna, you're gonna make me cry. But it's the truth, right? So if I wouldn't have had that advisor, and if I wouldn't have had that one girl that took the time to teach me something, I may not be here today. That advisor could have easily said, yep, you're right, let me give you your papers, you need to go home, you can't do this. Instead, he encouraged me, and that was so powerful for me. So I graduated from HCC with the Associates in Science, and I was gonna go into the nursing program, and you know, I had it all figured out in my head, and I get there and they're telling me about the program, and I realized that I cannot commit to what we need to do. I have a kid, I have a job, I can't afford all of that. So I, of course, there was the tears again because I was going to be a nurse, so it was very devastating at the time. And they said, there's other classes, you should try some other classes. So I said, okay, I'm going to try this entrepreneur class. It's new, and I want to see what it is. So I took entrepreneurship, and I loved it. It just lit something up in me. And then I wanted to do a marketing class, and I wanted to do stuff that I never thought, because I had a plan and I thought I had to stick to this plan to be this nurse. So long story short, I graduate from University of Houston with, you know, a bachelor's of science with a little minor in entrepreneurship. And I get offered, I was gonna work at a Shell. My mom was at Shell for years and she could get me in. My sisters were already there. I thought I had it all figured out. And then my friend, who is now my husband, says, hey, you know, I know you did this. I know you love entrepreneurship. Would you be interested in going into this business with me? Because I know you bring a lot to the table. I was helping some other people in their businesses to make extra money. And so I said, sure. So I started my first business with him, and we were doing commercial window film for buildings. We did very well, and we still have that business that we do. We just changed the name. And then I went into a partnership with this brother and myself, and we started Rockstar Wigs, which was a very big international brand before COVID happened. And I was in stores, over 2,000 stores across the United States and actually in other countries. And I negotiated most of those contracts. And so, yeah, thank you. And, you know, and then I went into, you know, I became a mom again. I had a daughter, and when she was born, I said, you know, I want to keep her safe. I don't want to tell people not to kiss her, so I started this company called Don't Kiss the Baby, and it was bibs. So I was trying to keep her safe as a baby. You know, I just think about different things. So I have a big company still, but I don't focus on it. But that was to keep her safe. And then as she started going to school, I was in my office and I got that alert that there was a lockdown in our area. And in that moment, I realized I did not know what to do. Like, I did not know what my daughter was gonna do, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, except I was panicked. And I said to her when she got home, everything was fine, by the way. I said, what did you do in that situation? And she said, I ran in the classroom with my friends. I got against the wall with my friends. My teacher locks the door. My teacher turns off the light. I said, oh, that's great. Can you lock the door? And she said, no, Mommy, my teacher does that. And I said, okay, well, how do you know if the door is locked? And she was like, I don't know, Mom, my teacher. That's great, sweetie. What do you do if your teacher's not with you? And she said, deer in headlights. So Mom, oh, sure, there's somebody that has something for my kid to use in her classroom as an elementary student. And I did my research. I realized there really wasn't anything that she could use at her age to be able to protect herself. And that's when we created FlipLok, because I felt we needed to create something that anybody's kid could use no matter what. And now we're in schools and hospitals and everywhere across the United States and in places that I didn't even think would be. And then I created one for the kids at home because I have kids that are adults. And I said, oh my gosh, I need my girls to be safe at home. So I created a home version, which I was on Good Morning America. I was on, my locks were just on Good Morning America again this past Tuesday. So they've been on Good Morning America 3 times. I've been once. Thank you. I've been on QVC. I spoke at the Global Security Exchange Conference. I've given a TEDx talk. But what I want to tell you is that what that one counselor did for me was he taught me that I was telling myself no, so I don't let anybody tell me no. When I started FlipLok, they told me I could not put it in a school. They told me I could not do all these things. And let me tell you, I said, how do you take that no and turn it into a yes? And I encourage all of you to remember that you can change and do anything if you believe enough in yourself and you have the courage. And if you want to start a business, don't think you have to have it all perfect. No, you don't. I never gave a speech in my life. I never got on TV. But my mission was bigger than my ego. And my ego was telling me, you don't know what you're doing. But my heart was telling me, you get on that camera, you can save lives. And that, I'm going to tell you, if you can find your mission and you can find your passion, you can do anything. And don't ever let anybody tell you. I came from really nothing. And I'm here on this stage today. I was one of you. I was just like you. I didn't have a lot of help. I didn't know what to do. But I can tell you, with this HCC alum and me standing here today, I'm here. I'm your resource. Don't be afraid to ask. What's the most you can do? People can do to you. The most they can say is no. How do you turn that no into a yes? Ask for help. Find a mentor. Find what brings you joy, and find somebody that's going to support you in your dream and your goal to be able to make a difference that you want to make. Because I promise you, if you have your mission, you can do anything. I want to say one last thing because I wrote it. I was going to be a nurse, not an entrepreneur. Life had bigger plans, and I had the courage to say yes. If I can stand here, so can you. Thank you. Thank you.